Okay, here we go. All right, let's do this. Okay, so let's talk about light bodies. Light bodies. So when you say to someone, lighten up, you are saying, relax, right? Let it go. Give up the heavy stuff, the worries, the concerns, the doubting, and so on. Lighten up. So on all of us together, as we are on this path of enlightenment, as this gentleman taught the vessel, sometimes if you don't know where to go next or what to do, just try to just lighten it up a little. In other words, don't get so serious, right? Because if it's serious, it just ain't funny. And so lightening up. In other words, less dense, less worrisome. So there's that kind of lightening up. Lessening your load, your burdens, your concerns. And then there is just the pure energy of light, such as what comes from the sun. You might call them photons. And nothing could live on the earth without the sun. We are utterly, completely dependent upon it. But as all of us together collectively, not just in this room, but on the planet, move towards our best selves, our highest selves, our purest souls' intentions, we are all lightening up. We are becoming more and more full of light. Perhaps you have seen pictures of saints with halos around their heads. Was this a figment of someone's imagination, or was it a real thing that was depicted by artists? What do you think? It was said in the ancient story of Moses that when he went up the mountain to speak with God, because everybody, all of his people, the people of Israel, were just kind of going nuts, just doing their own thing and running amok. And so he went to talk to the Creator about it because he was sort of fed up with these people, you see, and their way of doing and being. And as he talked with God, it says in the scripture, we don't care if you think it's literal or not. It doesn't matter. The metaphor or the literal meaning is applicable. It is said that as he spoke with God face to face, his face, Moses' face, began to shine, literally radiate. And so this is where one of the examples of where this concept of a halo comes from. And you have met people before who maybe you don't see a light radiating about them, but they are radiant in their own way. They are radiant with compassion and with love. Their energy is infectious. You see, light is energy and energy is light, and they are the same thing. And just as the sun emanates its energy, so must you and I and all of us radiate this purest of energy. And this vessel has been feeling a little bit miserly because there are still some fearful parts which are resisting this energy of love and power. And it is okay. We are just pushing them out. Do you remember this scene in the Matrix when this light came into Neo and then exploded from the inside out? Do you remember this? This is prophetic or symbolic of what is happening to all, is that we are losing our heaviness, our negativity, our dark, shadowy parts are being overcome by light. And we are beginning to radiate life, force, energy. And so we are not that different from foods, you see. They in order to grow, they need sunlight, nourishing soil, water, and care. And the ones that have the most sunlight are the most successful, correct? And the ones that are kept from the sun, well, they perish. Now, there are beings such as the Pleiadians, Arcturians, and other, so many cosmic beings. We don't know them all by name yet, but they are there. And some of them are joining us this evening. We don't care what you call them. You can call them angels or ETs or whatever. It doesn't matter. But they don't need a body anymore. You see, they are just pure radiant energy. Their bodies are not necessary. Now, this might sound creepy, woo-woo, weird. Well, that's okay. We don't care too much what you think about that. But there is also a scripture that says, Jesus said that one day we will all have bodies like angels. Well, this is what he meant by that. One day, you see, we're not going to need our bodies anymore. We will just be pure, radiant energy and in an eternal, etheric body. Our earthly bodies will no longer be necessary. Now, that's some long time coming. There is lots and lots and lots of evolution of the soul to happen on the planet before we all reach that state together. But meanwhile, many are experiencing this phenomenon. There are many, perhaps you have been in the room of someone you loved who was dying, and they said, "Oh, I see them coming to get me." And perhaps they saw these radiant beings of light, not in a body, a human body, but in an etheric light body coming for them. Well, all of this is a little bit intangible and abstract, we know. So how does that apply to this moment and to your life? Well, we long to just illuminate everything for you. Everything for you. If it's important to you, it is important to us. No matter how small or inconsequential it seems to you, nothing is too small for us to illuminate, to bring light to. For in the bringing of a thing into the light, it is understood. And in the understanding, there is acceptance. And in the acceptance, there is peace. And what is hidden, it tends to grow moldy and dark and dank and troublesome. So light, energy, and truth are very closely related.
Want to tell them about sunflowers?
Yes, sunflowers have this uncanny and beautiful natural way of simply turning their heads towards the sun. And as the sun moves in the sky, the sunflower turns its face to follow the sun. And in its center are a multitude of seeds for more life, for sustenance in life, and for so many more sunflowers to come. And did we forget something about that, about the sunflowers? So be like these sunflowers and turn your face to what is illuminated, to what is full of light, purity and peace, goodness. Turn your face away from the rest. Not that you are judging those things or anyone who partakes of those things, for you are not. But just that you want to move towards what gives you strength. and sustenance. It is not about being restrictive or having rules. Not about that at all. It is simply about moving towards what gives you joy, what makes life easier for you. Now let's go back to this light for a moment. So all this sounding so woo-woo and ethereal, but yet scientists now are able to photograph people's light body. Yes, they can capture it with a camera. It's called an aura.
Korean photography.
Yes. And some people even teach one another how to see these auras with the natural eye. It can be done. But some of these things at times can be a distraction from just getting about the business of just being a light. That is all, just being a light. And all colors of the rainbow, every color in the spectrum originates from and comes back into white light. And when your bodies are consumed with this white light, it is suddenly very, very difficult to tolerate the disease and negativity. It simply has no sticking point, you see. And so you find yourself full of energy and life and vitality. And yes, sometimes we come across as being very Pollyanna and like an ostrich sticking our head in the sand, but we assure you that the only way to eradicate darkness is to turn on the light. One of the difficulties with television and media is that it rallies the masses to focus on a thing, and whatever is focused on begins to grow. And the more attention is given to that thing, the bigger it can grow. And suddenly, whether it be true or helpful or not, it becomes as a truth to so many, even if it is unhelpful or even detrimental. So we are looking for people who will turn away from those things and look on the sunny side, as they say. Not in a silly, irresponsible, or naive way, but in order to grow that thing which is good, which is full of light and life and positivity, so that there can be more of that thing. Yes, we are looking for fields of sunflowers who will turn their face towards the sun and thereby grow tall and strong and full of life and sustenance for themselves and others. And have you ever been around someone and suddenly found yourself complaining or gossiping? And perhaps you're normally not the predisposed to do that. Normally, you wouldn't be talking in such a manner. Gossiping or just being negative or complaining. Well, when that happens to this vessel, she realized she's letting someone rub off on her. You see. And has to wake up and be conscious. And change the trajectory of the situation. Crabs in a bucket. You know the story of the crabs in the bucket. The little boy comes by and the old man has many crabs in his bucket. He's fishing for crabs and the little boy says, "Oh, sir, you need to put a lid on that bucket or the crabs will get out. And he said, oh no, son, no need. For if one begins to crawl out, the others will pull him back down. And so my loves, get out of the crab bucket. Quick, get out. Get over the edge and scurry along. Get away from the crabs in the bucket. It is okay. You can gracefully and politely excuse yourself. You are creative and intelligent. You can figure out a way to make it happen. And it is not that you are rejecting them or their soul. You are simply leaving them to their path, to their journey, and going about your own. For the more you head towards the light and enlightenment and following, the more you will attract those that are similar to you and heading in the same direction. And together there is a power, there is a synergy. There is an energy and power created in the going along together. This is not the same as racism or wanting to just be with your own kind. It is not like that. It is just knowing who you are and what you are about. For if nothing changes, then nothing changes. And if no one changes, no one changes, right? There is some saying, we don't remember who said it, but it's something like this. Yesterday I was foolish and thought I would change the world. Today I am wise and I will change myself. And you see, the one who can harness their own self, their own soul, their own egoic nature and personality, if you can harness that one, then we may surprise you and give you the whole world. Lay the whole world at your feet. Now, for this vessel, at this point in time, maybe you can relate. Her mind is trying very hard to have a last hurrah and run the show, steal the show. And the mind is always like this, nattering, one thought after another, and they mean nothing at all. And all of these little nattering thoughts want you to think they are very important, and they mean absolutely nothing. So for the mind is scared that it's going to be overthrown, ousted, kicked off the throne of the body. And it's been there forever so long, however many years you might have been alive. Well, for most, our soul stays at the center, at the helm of our being for several years. But then we begin to be domesticated by our parents and our teachers and the culture. And they tell us how and why and what for. And we begin to believe, oh, I guess my soul is not correct. I must be wrong and they must be right. And we begin to give up what we really are in order to be accepted and loved by those closest to us, in whom we are in their care. And so we are trained to push down the soul, to tell the soul to shut up, and to run our lives with our minds. And so the heart becomes sad, depressed, angry, frustrated. And of course, my dear, of course you would be sad and angry and depressed and frustrated. Of course you would be if you were constantly told to shut up, stand down, be quiet, give up what you want, neglect who you are, and be what everyone is asking you to be. And so our light grows dimmer and dimmer and dimmer, covered up by so many very other things. How will we uncover this light and let it begin to shine?